Hello, Lorna.
Hello.
What is the obstacle that you're running into most?
Well, I would love to hear somebody like yours perspective on how do you market a service and how do you see that differing from a product. You can return a product, but I don't know if you can return a service. I haven't tried, but you can't.
I think it would be somewhat difficult.
Yes, I imagine so.
There's a thing that they both have in common that most people tend to forget. It's what I call the WIIFM factor, WIIFM.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out and buy something, why do you buy it?
Well, when I go to buy something, I buy for several reasons. Sometimes I need the item. Sometimes I might find myself with some extra money and I just want to spend on something that makes me feel good or something that I normally don't need but I would just love to have.
Well, one of the reasons that I ask that question is most people, when they go to communicate to people, are selling features, not benefits. What WIIFM stands for is not a radio station. What's in it for me? And that is the thing that most communicators are very weak at. Whoever you are selling to is not interested in what you're selling. They're interested on how are you going to make me more successful, richer, healthier, better looking, whatever it may be. But if it's not focused on the benefits received, it falls upon deaf ears more often than not. And this goes the same with service. If I'm going to spend money on a service, what do I get out of it? How's it going to make me better at what I'm doing? How's it going to make my job easier? When you talk, for example, about training, in many cases, as you well know, training is not something you can put your hands on physically, but it is something that will enhance your value in life. And that's really the focus that I find missing. Wherever there's a problem, there is an opportunity. And one of the things, if you can teach a client to talk from the perspective of the audience they're trying to influence, that comes from training.
Yes.
That doesn't just come from a manual. You're in a business to help prepare them to be proactive because they tend to be reactive. There are things, what I call the 4 rules of smart marketing. The first one is the one that you're dealing with most. People are afraid of change, but change is a constant. And if you don't change, you shortchange your life. So one of the things is you need to be able to explain to people, and again, I go back to benefits because that's what turns people on. I'm going to teach you how to be open-minded. I'm going to teach you how to be more acceptable of change. It's not so much product versus service, it's presentation. And the presentation isn't in PowerPoint or anything else. It is, am I talking from the perspective of the person I'm trying to influence? And that is one of the biggest mistakes that I have seen over the last 5 decades. But I'd be going back to them and saying, list to me all the benefits you think your customers feel they get from you.
Well, I have done that, and that's where I discovered that they really do have a problem identifying the benefits. Then they all clam up and they believe that if you come and you speak to the features of this thing, you must be stupid if you can't see the benefits for you. And why are you asking me? You have to work out for yourself what the benefits are to you.
Well, there's an answer to that. In order for someone to grasp the message, you have to be redundant. Studies have shown that the consumer has to see that message 17 times before it registers.
That many?
Yeah. Maybe worse today with all the clutter that's out there. And that's the way I would come back to people with that is, hey, there are a lot of people who don't grasp things as quickly as you, Mr. Genius, does. So you have to make sure, is your goal to show how smart you are, or is your goal to sell your product or service? Answer me which one. One of the things I've learned over the years is when people put up objections, ask questions that you already know the answer to. It forces them to think. I hope that's some help to you, dear.
Yes, it does help, and I really will take away the last thing you just said because I've never thought of when people are not sure about the benefits to ask them questions to which you already know the answers.
I'd also tell you, if you get a chance, go up to our website, smartmarketinggroup.com.
That's smartmarketinggroups.com?
Yeah. because all of my articles are how-to articles. I'd also tell you, go look at our advisory section on a thing called time block programs. It's a program we develop for people who don't want to retain a relationship. They want to buy 5, 10, 15 hours a year of this kind of conversation and use them as a sounding board and saying, I got this problem. How should I handle it? Let people know about it. I would appreciate it. Well, darling, it was a pleasure. And thank you so much.
It really was a pleasure. Thank you so much